Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tommy Trials. Thomas here. Certainly not the second time I'm recording this, because the first time I forgot to turn the mic on. Oh, it hurts so bad. Anyway, we're redoing the showcase. You may be saying, didn't you do a showcase before? And to that, you'd be correct. But I made a couple of mistakes, and it was super long, and I rambled just a bit, which I do. If you watch any of my videos ever, I do that. But hopefully we can keep this a little more concise. For starters though, before I go any further, I wanted to rectify a situation. This mod is being worked on by DIMDIM. Everything you're about to see is a work in progress. I'm going to say that about 12 billion more times, but just as a preliminary disclosure, this is all a work in progress. It's subject to change, it's subject to look better, you know, the typical work in progress stuff. Beyond that, it's being primarily worked on by a modder named DIMDIM with the help of others. The models that are being used were designed primarily by the Warhammer 40K Regicide art team, as well as a talented 3D artist by the name of Joazzz, which is Joazzz. The link to his Deviant art page, as well as a link, another link that has been provided to me, will be in the description for your viewing enjoyment. I wanted to be sure that we did not miss that. Also, fairly unrelated to this specific video, but we just reached 1,000 subscribers. I'll be making a special video about that, announcing what we're going to be doing, but we're going to be doing something for that. What exactly that is at this particular point, I don't know, but we'll talk more about that later. You guys want to see Warhammer 40K stuff, don't you? So we're not going to take a look-see at him, because if you watched the Q&A, then you saw a lot of him. So we're going to go to this gentleman here. Let's go back to them. So what we're going to do is we're going to assume that you did not get the opportunity to view the first showcase, and we're going to go through everything again. Now, if you've seen the first showcase, here is something similar to what you have seen before, but with a few, oh my goodness gracious, with a few things that I forgot to mention originally. So first off, there's a lot of cool helmet variations that I can show off, and there's a lot more coming. If you, now I'm not going to say anything about it, but if you keep an eagle eye to the names of things over here, okay, over here, just keep your eyes over there sometimes, you may get to see the names of things that I can't show off yet, but the names are there. So just a little, sneak peekaroo. So, I don't have a lot to say about each helmet, other than some of them, in my opinion, look cooler than the others. But you guys can read and you guys can see, so not a whole lot to say other than, holy cow, do these look nice. And, well done. Of course, to the 3D artists and to DIMDIM alike. Some of them are more work in progress than others. For example, you can kind of tell the texture difference between the faceplate and the backplate. Now, maybe I'm unfamiliar with all of the visuals of Warhammer 40K. Perhaps that's what the helmet looks like, and if that's the case, then I am sorry. I like what's going on with this helmet specifically, but I'm a big fan of plumes in general on helmets. The Spartans, the Romans, I like it. And before you correct me on my history, I know that most Roman soldiers didn't wear the plumes, but the ones that did, like the centurions and whatnot, I liked it. So my knowledge of Warhammer 40K is not as great as I'd like. I would ask that in the comments, I had to actually hide some of these comments because they were so bad. So just if you're going to criticize me or anyone else who may have less knowledge about this than you, I ask that you be respectful of other humans. Now, to me, you can just be a critic, and I don't mind, but to other people, I don't tolerate it. So I do ask that you be civil with anything that you have to say down in the comments. So that's the Devastator. Somebody asked about Devastator. There you go. The rest of the Devastator armor, as far as I'm aware, I don't have to show off yet, but that ought to answer your question, at least where, if it's coming. Then I have some helmets that don't have names, and I'm not going to try and guess what they are. I think they look really cool. I really like this glowing Unibrow that we've got going here. Maybe Cyclops type thing. X-Men, if you get my drift. We are going to go with this purple helmet. Bear with me if you have not watched the previous showcase, this is not a glitch in the Matrix. This is what it's supposed to look like, but bear with me. One interesting bit of coding that DIMDIM and his helpers have managed to pull off is eye color changes the color of the glowy eyes. If that is not just one of the coolest things you've ever seen. And if you have the million colors customization options, then you can do this. Now, one word of warning, if you accidentally take a helmet off, your character will look like someone out of the Twilight films. Just a little word of the wise there, and yes, I have seen Twilight. No, I'm not proud of it. That's the price you pay for having a sister. Now, in the upper face props, we have this plume again. Then we have a sideways, more Roman Centurion style plume. Then we've got this golden unibrow. And yes, that is the official name. That's a lie. But we've got a golden unibrow. It looks cool, and it looks different on other helmets. We've got the Caesar-looking wreath upon his head, which I really dig. We've got a light. Got the hood. And that looks disturbingly scary. You know, if you're just getting like just a little, ooh, yeah, I don't want to take him off. Anyway, moving on, we've got the skull in the middle of the forehead. We've got the, now, to you Doctor Who fans, there's got to be at least one person who can comment below, and if you're a Doctor Who fan, let me know. But there's got to be at least one person that watches this that's also a Doctor Who fan. Do those round things not remind you of the bottom of a Dalek? Or a Dalek's butt? Like the backside of the machine. There's got to be at least one person who can agree with me on that. Then we've got this. Now, as a Roman fan, I like it a lot. We're going to keep it. Just because I think it looks really cool. In the lower face props, we have available to us a lot of what was available in the upper face props, as well as some different let's zoom out. Different cape options. The cape is a work in progress. It's not done. That's why it looks just a wee bit on the funky side. But still, it's there. A few different customization options with that. Really cool. The current build of the mod that I'm using actually does not have the cape in it that was shown in the teasers. So I can't actually show that cape off again, but I think if you go and you watch the teaser, you'll get a nice long look at what it looked like. Now, heading on to the body, let's first explain why this dude's wearing a purple helmet, and this may make more sense. They have managed, through another glorious bit of coding, to just give you one more step in the glorious list of customization options. So even if you're not a Warhammer 40K fan, you can go through and you can have multiple customization options. And this is just another one. You can equip your helmet and then pick which color you want your helmet to be according to the tattoo color. And if that is not one of the coolest things that you've ever heard, then I'm sorry, because it's really cool. I know from a coding standpoint this could not have been the easiest thing ever, so none of this is. So I think it's really, really, really cool. And may not be lore accurate, but I kind of dig the look. Now, as far as these mods go, this bolter, someone commented in the original showcase, which, keen eye, I'll give them this, but they commented, the hand is clipping through the gun. To that I respond with, this gun is not the bolter that is being worked on by DIMDIM or the gentleman who is working on the weapons. I don't think that DIMDIM's bolter will ever get released to everyone, because I believe a gentleman is working on the weapons as we speak. So I think that's really, really cool. This bolter is not that. Not by either of them. This is the bolter that's available now for vanilla XCOM that just so happens to work. That's why if you look at the quality of this and then you look at the quality of the gun, there's a distinct difference there. Just a side note, but I wanted to point that out because somebody somewhere is bound to notice. Also, if you have questions, particularly regarding chapters or Sisters of Battle or Scouts or whatever, I suggest you go and you watch the Q&A. See if your question's answered there. If it's not, plop it down in the comments of the Q&A or plop it down in the comments of this. I don't care, but I recommend, to save you some time well, I mean, not necessarily save you some time, but to save me some time, I guess, if I'm being selfish, if you would kindly go and watch the Q&A, then come back and see if your question, or you get the drift. I'm tripping over my words. We're moving on. Let's look at the arms. So one thing that will be is you'll have the left and right arm customization options. Again, if you look at the file names, you can see little tidbits of information. But nonetheless, because you can't customize the shoulders without customizing the arms, and you can customize them independently. But let's take a look at his left arm here, and let's take a look at the 4 arm options I've got available to show right now. So we've got a armored look, which is nice. Well, they're all armored, but this one's got some gold on it. This one has a gold wrist. You can barely see it, but if you look right next to the gun here, it's right there. And then if we look at this arm, the difference is no gold thing right there. That's the big difference that I can tell between them. Right arm, exact same option. Now, if we start looking at the shoulders, and we do that, then these are the shoulder options I have available to show at the moment, but there's quite a few of them. And you can customize these to your heart's content. The left and the right can be different. The arms can be different. You can mix and match to your heart's desire. Now, I'm not sure if this is a work in progress or if this is what it's supposed to look like. That's beyond me, but I thought I'd give you guys a nice long look at it so someone in the comments could tell me, dude, Space Marine Shoulder 10L is supposed to be fill in the blank. And if you can tell me that, then you're awesome. If you couldn't tell me that, then you're still just as awesome. You just weren't able to tell me. Then we have the option without the gold trim, which I kind of actually dig. It's grown on me. At first I was like, well, that looks kind of plain, but yeah, I kind of dig it. And then we've got the Roman numeral look, which looks very nice. Moving on to the torso gear, I've got 6 different backpacks to take a look-see at. So we've got what seems to be the basic. When I look up pictures and I'm trying to learn knowledge about the Space Marines, this seems to be the most general backpack that they wear. Then we've got this one, which is cool. It's got the eagles on it. Still don't know the significance of the eagles. Now, in the last showcase I did, I called them the double-headed eagle thingy, because that's what it looks like. But if someone would kindly tell me in the comments without, you know, ripping my head off, which is preferred, if someone can tell me the significance of the 2 eagles, I would greatly appreciate it. Another variation of the backpack, not done, as you can tell, because we've got these weird-looking gray things. Moving on, this seems to be, from what I could tell, an older variation of the backpack. Again, this is just trying to get caught up on all the info that is Warhammer 40K. Also not done, though, as can be shown by the weird-looking gray things again. Work in progress. This is a nice little variation on the basic backpack. It's got that gold on it, as well as the grumpy-looking skull, although I don't suppose skulls have facial expressions. Then we've got the Assault Marine backpack, which is huge. I will tell you, if used in-game and you fire and you get that over-the-shoulder shot, all you get is a big wall of black. So this backpack will interfere with your viewing enjoyment if you pick it, just as a friendly little FYI. Moving on to the legs. We've got, I think, 6 different leg options currently that I can show you off. Again, if you look at the names of things, you might be able to answer some of your own questions. But we've got this one, which is nice looking. We've got these, which are also good. Got some more ornate things going on there. A little more battle hardened. You know, you got the skull and the knee. You've seen some things. That's just a variation of that. This one, he's proud of his. That's got to be like the an insignia. So he's proud of who he fights for, I think. And this one's just beaten and battered. Very cool, though. Moving on to the. We just did that. The thighs. The only thing that I have to show off for the thighs is this. I'm certain it probably has a name and is worn by special people. It's what I'm going to call, and you'll probably never be able to think of this the same again if you know what it's called, but what I'm going to call the Space Marine loincloth. No idea what purpose it serves. Has physics, though, so kudos for that. Very, very cool. No idea what purpose it serves, so we're moving on. I apologize for my lack of knowledge. The shins, we have 2 options available for the shins. We have our eagle, which has 2 heads, for reasons I'm sure. And then we have the skull, again looking particularly unhappy with wings, which you'd think it'd be a happy skull because it has wings, but alas, that happens to not be the case. Now, almost every stance that you can put a soldier in does not make this mod turn into a clipping nightmare. Nonetheless, within the confines of XCOM 2, there are some things that could be, not could be, but that are unavoidable. One of them being, there are two stances that break almost every mod. One of them being this, which we have insta-clip, and one of them being this, which gives us insta-clip. Now, from this angle, you can't really see it, but if you do this, it reveals itself. But I will tell you, and we're going to play a simple little mission, where I'm going to turn on some cheat codes at the beginning, so I don't even have to try. But the effort will be, in that little video, will be to show off the fact that within the normal confines of play, there's seemingly zero clipping. I mean, if you hunt for it, you will find it. But we'll show it off. We're putting him in that stance, into this clipping nightmare. Not because I recommend putting your soldiers in a laid-back position, and from what I'm aware of Space Marines, that's not going to happen, but so that I can show off the torsos better. And speaking of, let us scroll down. Look, there's the names of some things. I'm just not mentioning them out loud. Hello. Alright, so we've got the unhappy skull with wings, who should be happier, but we're moving on. We've got a more plain look. I like it. This is just ornate and looks beautiful. Again, we have our eagle. Our double-headed eagle, for reasons. Got the look that he's been sporting. Our eagle friend. A more plain look, which still looks very, very nice. A grumpy skull, because reasons. Some tubing, which again, all this is work in progress. Some of the colors are subject to change, and some of it's subject to look better, and yada 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 yada. A nice ornate look there. I really dig this. I really dig it. Not a whole lot to say about these, other than just look at the customization options. It's amazing. Nice little sword. It's a grumpy skull with wings again. We'll wait for him to finish ripping off his gun. Variation of that. And then this, which has the Roman numeral 13 on it, which I'm certain is in some way, shape, or form probably important. Let's go ahead and put him back into at least a normal, probably by the book look. There we go. Let's hop over. We are going to take this squad here on a simple little mission. We are going to take this backpack off of him. Don't pay attention to the names. I didn't even try. Some of them have girl names, some of them have guy names, you know. This particular Space Marine wants to be called Jordan. Who are we to judge? Let's go ahead and just put a normal backpack on him. Just because I don't want to have two gray guys, why don't we go with, yes, I'm sorry if we are doing something lore inaccurate. But just for the heck of it, let's take his eye color. Let's make it blue. I mean, who doesn't want bright blue unibrow guy? Yes, I know. Every nerd part of your body is freaking out, but bear with me. Someone told me in the comments, oh, it took every ounce of me to not be triggered by this, and I'm sorry. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Also, if, just before you put the complaint out there, there was a significantly large amount of people who were complaining, not real quick, that were complaining about, I want you to have a plume. One guy's gotta have a plume, right? Give the man a plume. Hashtag give the man a plume. Let's get it trending. Somebody complained that they were moving like normal soldiers, and that is true because it is a mod for a game. It's not a complete conversion, it's just a mod, and so because of that, there are the confines of the video game. And even if someone makes a soldier class mod, which I reckon is coming, even then, you'd still be stuck behind the confines of the game. So without entirely breaking the game's experience, Space Marines are going to be taking cover and things of that nature, which may not be lore accurate, but it is XCOM 2. With that out of the way, let's hop into it. There's just something cool about watching those Space Marines turn around and walk up to that rampart. Or ramp. Why did I say rampart? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with my brain? You don't know. I don't know either. Let's go. I will turn the speaking on once we get down there because it's disturbingly awkward when you play a mission with no vocal sound whatsoever. When you've played 750 hours of XCOM 2 and you break a pattern that you have played with the entire time, it is weird. Just like Central not talking in the whatever this is called, Sky Ranger. That's the word. That's the word I want. I'm so excited about this that I can't even talk straight anymore. See, it's just weird with no Central because Central should be in the background talking. Blah 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 blah. You go do this. Blah blah. Oh, it just looks so good. I mean, yes, there's clipping in those animations, and stuff's still work in progress. But when you have ginormal shoulder pads, there's only so much that can be done. But if you're going to look me straight in the eye and tell me that those are not cool pictures, then you are bonkers. Let me turn on the voice volume. Already there. Thank you. Somebody may have a female voice. Somebody may have a clone voice. It's the price you pay for not uninstalling mods before you do things. See? As if on cue, one of them has a clone voice. Let me go ahead and just use the take no damage. Damagi. Magi. There we go. Now I don't even have to try. And if you really want a Space Marine experience, then just turn that on and don't put your guys in cover. And ta-da! Mission accomplished.
It may disrupt their efforts to isolate the transmitter.
Cool. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Again, if for whatever reason you have skipped ahead, I don't know why you did that, but you did. This bolter is not the bolter that's coming with the mod. This bolter that I'm using now is the bolter that's already available to download for vanilla XCOM. There is a gentleman working on Warhammer 40K weapons. Just as a general PSA for you. Also, I think I ran past the transmitter. Not sure I have a, I mean, there is a cheat code that you can use to give yourself infinite turns, but...
Copy that. That's affirmative. No need to ask twice.
And honestly, really, the thing that I'm trying to show off... I think I just revealed myself. Oh, no, I didn't. The thing that I'm really trying to show off here is... within the normal confines of play, aside from the landing animation at the beginning, there's hardly any... Yes, shut up. I understand. There's hardly any clipping at all. It's just
well done. As
beautiful.
We had hoped, the network separation has been temporarily delayed.
I'm excited for what will come in the way of bolters, because as far as I understand it, they're actually not machine guns. They are... Well, I mean, they're like semi-automatic mini RPGs. Now, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but they fire little rockets, if I understood it correctly. I don't know how to explain it. So if somebody can in the comments can fill me in on the skinny of what bolters are, I'd appreciate it. Our console command's great. Someone just took a shot and doesn't even care. He's gonna take a shot too. could get hit though.
Incoming fire!
I think there are Warhammer 40K voice packs. Just not using them. So, sorry.
Heading out. On your order.
Of course, this showcase is meant to show off the armors, not my gameplay ability or any voice packs or anything like that. See, even that angle, I looked for clipping and I didn't see any. Now, I'm certain if you go back and you pause it and you analytically take a look-see at it, you'll probably see clipping, but I didn't. I love rookie difficulty. I love it so much. After playing a little bit on Legendary, when you come back and you play in Rookie and you start hitting 38%, it's like, holy macaroons.
Let's have some fun.
Got it. Moving.
But it's just everything from the models from the Regicide team and Joazzz to the absolutely spectacular port job by DIM, and then the coding masterpiece that this is turning into, which is by DIM and others who have helped him out. It's just amazing, and I'm certain to people who are true and ultimate Warhammer 40K fans, it's even more than amazing.
They bear some resemblance to the sectoids first encountered during the invasion. Their genetic structure now includes human DNA. They are stronger than ever, with an even greater psionic potential. That's a confirmed visual on the transmitter. Plant the X4 charges before they can cut it off from the network.
Expositional dump. Obviously, we are early on in the mission, or playthrough. Let's see if we can't take advantage of... Well, not all rookie shots can hit. Now, as I've said before, this is work in progress, and there are some constrictions within the confines of XCOM 2. It's just the way it is, the way the animations work and everything else. So, I'm talking while we have this zoomed in, because you can see a little bit of clipping up there, but still, it's just that it does not detract in any way, I don't believe, from the experience or anything else. My opinion, of course. Well, I mean, you didn't hit him probably because you shot through the wall. Just a guess. I think I'm safe to assume that your failure probably came from that.
Your mistake.
Oh, now that seems fitting. The Space Marine was not mind spun? Was not the recipient of a mind spin attack. There we go. Or was the... Oh, just... Never mind. I can't talk tonight, obviously. Words are hard, you know? And... just sometimes you gotta power through. Say hello to my mildly large friend. Oof. That was brutal.
Still not dead.
No, I think he is.
Hostile terminated. We're not picking
There's
up
something
any
about
more
using
contact.
OP soldiers
Get
with
those
loud,
charges
big
deployed.
guns that rip through the wall that just makes you happy. Where's my plume guy? Are you my plume guy? No, my plume guy's already shot. I want my plume guy to plant the charges.
We're in the kill shot.
Locked and loaded. Overwatch.
Before you say that
Moving out.
anything, I have a thing for plumes. To each their own, right?
Move it.
Let's have him pick this up, just because it's another little example of... Even right there, I mean, look. There's... You've got to really look for clipping. Now, ignore the gun. And look at everything else. Is that not just... I can't speak enough for everything that he's managed to accomplish so far. And it excites me for what
Guns hot, by me time.
is yet to come.
Moving to position.
Okay, I'm failing at button presses now. Cool. Cool beans.
Heading out.
Good stuff.
Take aim.
I want my one guy to put on the charge. Go for it, Plume guy.
Signal confirmed. X4 charges are active. That transmitter is history. Good work, Commander.
Operation Starving Gods. Seems fitting. Now, this is where things can get a little sketchy. You gotta really kind of zoom it out and kind of mess with things a little.
Propaganda never looked so pretty.
That seems fitting. That seems fitting. That was a compliment straight from Central himself, DimDim. There you go.
During today's dissident attack, must report to peacekeepers for processing. Advent gene therapy clinics will screen you for the presence of any harmful biological agents. Cooperation is mandatory.
I don't like hearing the words cooperation is mandatory and in that happy of a voice. Doesn't that just scream Mayday? Doesn't that make you want to run the other way?
Excellent
That
work.
Sky Ranger
Your
skin mod
efforts
is
in the field
just
have certainly encouraged the crew.
cool. It looks so, that's okay, hang on. Let's, AI, no, not AI, you idiot. UI, thank you. Visibility. I am my meanest critic. Let's take a look-see here. Is that just not, that is, even if it's not, you know, lore accurate, is that just not beautiful? Let's just take a moment, okay, and just, very nice. Alright, well thank you very, very much for watching this. Of course, if you've got a question, I recommend going and watching the Q&A first, then come back, see if your question was answered by the Q&A. If it was not, then feel free to post in the comments your question regarding this mod. I will relay it to Dim, or he will get on and respond to them himself. So if you ever see someone by the name of DimDim009 respond to your stuff, that's the one and only. Now, if you want to see work-in-progress images of anything he is working on, then I recommend heading over to the T3, which is the Tommy Trials, 3 Ts, T3 Discord server. We've actually got quite a number of XCOM 2 modders over there who have all been kind enough to join the Discord. So there's the opportunity there to see perhaps some work-in-progress images from them as well, but you can definitely see DimDim's work-in-progress images. So people in the Discord server were actually able to see pictures of these guys way before the teaser ever came out. So that's just some cool stuff, a little bit of a humble brag, but mostly just me being thankful that other people are willing to come to the server and be that awesome. A big thanks again goes to DimDim for giving me the opportunity to showcase this mod and quote-unquote test it, although that seems a little bit of a stretch. I'm just like a giddy school kid getting to test, you know, oh, I get to test this new toy, aka play with it. So thanks to him, and then of course a big thanks goes out to the 40K Regicide art team and Joazzz the artist for making these models a thing, because without them, no mod. So that's pretty cool. Of course, please share it with your friends. Subscribe, of course, if you haven't, because we're going to be showing off more showcases as stuff becomes available to me. And the official trailer for the mod will come out on this channel as well, which is pretty darn awesome, if I say so myself, in regards to just that. As well, we'll be doing all kinds of other things here on the Tommy Trials, so again, subscribe if you haven't so you are kept up to date on everything that comes out. And until next time, my friends, Jake Hardy.
They are my bulwark against the terror. They are the defenders of humanity. They are my Space Marines.